when we are seeing about the most commercial product, namely the cement. Okay, cement contains various oxides of calcium. That is, they have calcium oxide, SiO2, Al2O3, Fe2O3, MgO, their compounds. Okay, so cement, how this cement is prepared is actually for a good quality cement. For a good quality cement, okay, the ratio of SiO2 to Al2O3 should be 2:2.5:4. It should be the ratio of 2.5:4. And all the oxides, CaO is to all other oxides like SiO2 or Al2O3 or all the other oxides like Fe2O3, all these oxides should be 2:1. So all the oxides should be 1 and calcium oxide should be double of that. So this is for the good quality cement. How cement is prepared? It is from limestone and clay. Limestone and clay are mixed and heated. Okay, so heated heavily. On heating, actually, the limestone and clay, they fuse together. Then to this, gypsum is added. Okay, for this gypsum is added. So this they are getting fused. They are getting fused, and we get the clinker. The cement clinker. This fused mass is called clinker. For this 2 to 3% gypsum is added to get the cement. Okay, most of the companies have the cement made in clinker form, and they transport it to their respective, to the other places, then add the gypsum to get the cement as a ready-made. Okay, so how this thing happens? 2 to 3% gypsum is added, and the added gypsum gives the required material for the cement. Apart from this, the important materials which are there in cement are calcium silicate, tricalcium silicate, and tricalcium aluminate. So important things which are there present in this: calcium silicate CaSiO3, tricalcium silicate Ca3, Si2O5, and tricalcium aluminate Ca3Al2O6. So these are the important ingredients. Okay, these are the important ingredients. How the setting of cement takes place? The setting of cement is by, see, when you add water, so cement plus water, the water molecules are actually absorbed by the cement, and then so once the water molecules are absorbed, it becomes a hard mass. Okay, so this hard mass settles, and so that becomes a very strong structure or an RCC structure. Okay, we add certain to add the hardness has further increased by putting this thing along with the small chips of along with some gravels, and then of course it is also poured with in the iron pieces, that is iron rods. So we get the RCC. The cement setting is because of the cement added to the water, it becomes a hard mass. So the setting of cement is delayed by gypsum. So gypsum forms an important compound. The setting of this thing is added by, delayed by gypsum. So that till that time the uniform surface or uniform pouring of cement happens, it should not immediately dry up to give the hard mass. Okay. So this is about the cement. Then we have to see the biological importance of magnesium, calcium and magnesium, or magnesium and calcium. Okay, calcium is required to the extent of 1200. Okay, 1200 grams. It is to the extent of 1200 grams in the body. It is available as 1200 grams in the body. And then 25 grams of magnesium. Okay, so where and all magnesium is used? Magnesium is very much important. Of course, even in plants it is very important, in the sense magnesium. So this is actually compared to very 0.06% of calcium, 0.06% of other ingredients. This is out to 1200 grams in the body, 0.06 of copper or just 5% of iron. Their requirement is around 1200 grams in the body and 25 grams in magnesium. Magnesium is also an important part in the plants because all the green leaves contains magnesium. That is the chlorophyll contains magnesium, which is responsible for the photosynthesis. And magnesium otherwise in biological thing is required for, especially as a cofactor. It is a cofactor for enzymes. Enzymes that utilize ATP, conversion. This is a cofactor for, that adenosine triphosphate is formed. That is the important source of energy. This acts as a cofactor for enzymes responsible for the ATP production or whatever it is. So that is about this thing. But of course, 1200 grams of calcium is mostly found in bones and in blood plasma. You know very well the integral part of the bones is calcium. And this calcium is, you will be surprised that though the bones look rigid, there is a constant replacement of calcium from the bones. That is from actually from the bones, it is actually going into the body fluids, and a certain amount of new calcium is getting deposited in the bones. So this process is happening regularly to give the required elasticity for the bone. Okay, so the bones have to be are involved in skeletal movement, so they should not become very hard. So there is a very frequent replacement of the calcium which is there in the bones. So it is called recalcification and decalcification, recalcification. This process happens regularly in the body, though we feel that the skeletons have rigid bones as calcium. Okay, as we grow up, this decalcification and recalcification processes or this thing doesn't happen, so that the elder people's bones are become very fragile and so they get fractured. And this transport of calcium to the bones is happening from blood plasma, which carries the calcium throughout the body, and of course it is also involved in calcium transfer from plasma to the bones. Okay, so the blood plasma acts as an important carrier of calcium, and this is also involved. Calcium is also involved in all the muscular reactions, muscular and nerve coordination, muscular and skeletal coordination. All these things are very much possible because of calcium. And of course, also it is responsible for blood clotting, plays an important role in blood clotting, and especially for the bones to be very elastic, to a little small amounts of elasticity in the bones. So that's how this, like the sodium and potassium, which play a vital part in biological life, calcium and magnesium also of the S2 block elements, they form vital ingredients for the normal biological living. Cut.